So we are gathered here this evening to go through 25 practice questions. I've got the website up here, CyberSecStudy.com. This is where all our content is. You can sign up for boot camps and online practice quizzes. If I can find my other site, here we go. All right, yeah, so we're going to do 25 practice questions. I don't think I see anybody new on here, so you guys know the drill. Let's go ahead and get started. Question number 1. In the software capability maturity model, which of the following is not a defined maturity level? We've seen this before.
Ready.
I'm ready.
Go for it.
D.
D.
Ready.
Delta. That's a layup. These layup questions we have to get. Number 2, what is the imaginary boundary that separates components that maintain security from the components that are not security related? Imaginary boundary.
Ready.
Ready.
All right, go for it.
A.
Alpha.
Anybody else? Hey, Tim, are you vocal here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. I pick A as well.
I'm actually thinking of Charlie, security perimeter. This is asking for an imaginary boundary. The reference monitor is more like a table of or defining what objects subjects have access to, and the security kernel implements that reference monitor concept. But I think this is asking for a boundary, and that word boundary and perimeter are synonymous to me.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see. All right, number 3, which of the following statements is true with respect to disaster recovery and business continuity planning? We've seen this one before. And we may have to start using another bank of questions. But it's good. You know, we'll go through these and exhaust all of them. Go to another bank and see if there are any different philosophies.
I'm ready.
Go for it.
Alpha.
I'm going with Alpha.
Yeah, me too.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking as well. The business continuity plan should incorporate a disaster recovery plan. The BCP is your overarching plan there. Disaster recovery, contingency planning, COOP, all this stuff should fall underneath it. Number 4, your office is implementing an access control policy based on decentralized administration, which is controlled directly by the owners and creators of files. What is the major advantage and disadvantage of such an approach? So decentralized administrator, controlled directly by owners and creators of files, that's mandatory. I mean discretionary, that's discretionary access control.
I'm ready.
All right, go for it.
Go for B.
I concur.
Procedures and criteria.
Definitely can't be CD because you just said discretionary, up to the owner.
Yep.
And
Okay.
when I saw the app, and I was like, nope, can't be CD.
I agree. Anybody else? All right, we'll move on. Number 5, if sensitive data is stored on a CD-ROM and is no longer needed, which would be the proper way of disposing of the data?
I'm ready.
Yeah, this is a layup. Go for it.
D.
Physical destruction. All of these are good, right? Well, actually, erasing and purging are just going to remove the pointers to the data. It's not going to actually get rid of the data. Degaussing is the second best option here, but physical destruction, take a hammer to it. Number 6, which of the
I
following?
don't think. Wait, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I don't think you can degauss a CD-ROM.
Yeah,
right?
well, doesn't it? Don't you have to use magnets to apply that information to? Well, maybe not. I think it's
No, you're not using magnets. You're using lasers.
yeah, it's just a CD-ROM. I mean, a hard disk.
And even after you destroy it, as in shred it, you can still take the CD-ROM and reconstruct bits of information. The only true CD-ROM that you can destroy to the point of not ever getting anything off of it is called glass coated. Because once you smash the glass, it's done.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've ever come across that or not.
So what's the difference between glass coating and physical destruction? Isn't that pretty much the same?
Well, a glass coated CD-ROM, the encoding's actually in the glass coat, and so once you shatter that glass, there's nothing to recover.
Okay, so when you destruct it, you want to hit, is that centerpiece, the glass on the center part?
Right, on a glass coated. But if you're just a regular CD-ROM and you just shatter and you just shred it, which is what most people do, that's a good idea. But I know for a fact that you can still take those pieces and extract data off of it if you were that determined, is my point. What use it is, I don't know. I'm just saying you can still read data off of the pieces.
Right.
Anyway, that's just something to learn.
Right, okay. All right, yeah, thank you for that. All right, number 6, which of the following is not a significant problem with any well-managed vulnerability management process? Not a significant problem. All right, I think I'm ready here. Any takers?
I think I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm taking a guess.
Go for it.
D. That's a random guess. I don't even know.
That's my guess too. I'm thinking D.
Because A is a problem. That's definitely a problem. And I think it's a problem.
It's a problem. I just the wording between B and D is similar. That was the issue.
They're asking for not, so.
So let's see. I was leaning towards Charlie, but let me look at Delta.
I missed the not part.
Yeah.
I think it's C.
Yeah, Charlie says disclosed vulnerabilities for which a vendor provides. So a vendor has identified.
It gives you a solution.
Yeah, right. I just read that. Yes, definitely. I'm going for C now.
All right. Consensus. Number 7. What is the most important reason war dialing is still a concern for modern security assessments? We've seen this one before.
I'm ready.
It's a layup. Go ahead.
Charlie.
Anybody else?
Nope, I agree.
Yep, I concur. We've seen that one before, so we know that's right. Number 8, Mike, who was a help desk support person, has recently moved or been moved into the position of security awareness trainer. What is the purpose of Mike's new position as security awareness trainer?
Ready.
All right, shoot for it.
I'm ready.
I'm going for B.
I concur.
Same here. Bravo. Ensure that employees are well versed on the company's security policy and program.
Wait, did you guys say A or B?
Bravo.
B.
Bravo, okay.
Number 9, which of the following best describes a reference monitor?
I'm ready.
Okay, go for it.
I'm picking Delta.
I say Bravo.
I say Bravo also because it doesn't take an action. It just monitors.
Yeah, I can see why you selected Delta, but yeah, I'm going for Bravo as well. Reference monitor is a concept, and the security kernel implements that reference monitor concept. So Delta would be, if they said security kernel, then maybe Delta, but yeah, I don't even like seeing a software component that determines if a user is authorized. I'd rather the answer be describing a concept or a list, not a actual component, but I think that's the best answer. All right, number 10, Jerry is in charge of implementing all perimeter security controls for a regional office in an office park. The results of a risk analysis indicate that the company would need to employ fences that deter the casual intruder. Which of the following would Jerry choose? How tall does the fence need to be to deter intruders?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Go for it.
Ready?
B.
Charlie.
Bravo. I'm thinking Bravo.
I'd say C.
Okay.
8 feet is prevent.
Yeah, 8 feet is going to be taller than most people, and most people are not going to be physically capable of getting over that. 4 feet, most people are taller than that and they can get over it, but the mere fact that it's there will deter them.
Oh.
I got blasted on this question, I think. I've seen it somewhere, I know.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
I
like
prefer open fencing.
because I would have picked 8 feet because it's just longer, but what you said makes sense.
It's because casual, and deter. I think those are the keywords.
Yeah, so they'll have a question that says it would deter an intruder or a casual intruder, and then they'll have one that says that prevents or makes it difficult for a user. To make it difficult would be I think 8 feet, and to make it impossible would be 8 feet or higher with barbed wire and all that stuff on top of it.
I think I've seen a question before too. They said a determined intruder will, all this feet wouldn't even matter. A determined one would do whatever it takes.
Yeah, we've seen the movies where they'll throw a rug over top of the bug.
Yeah.
They'll still climb it, but yeah, for the average person, they wouldn't be able to. All right, number 11, which of the following statements best describe the differences between a relational and object-oriented database? We know that an object-oriented database can have not just data, but files, music. Whenever you're thinking of something other than just data, it's object-oriented.
I have no clue. This is like my weakest area. I need to read about databases.
I'm if anyone else is anybody else ready or have a guess?
I can do it.
All right, go for it.
Ready?
Say again. So I know
Somebody said A. I actually think that it is. I think it's C.
I think it's delta. I know that number 3 is a correct statement. Object-oriented databases are more dynamic.
Oh, wait a minute. I said C. I meant delta 2. I misread it. Yes.
Yeah. 1 and 3. 1 says that object-oriented databases require applications to have data processing procedures, whereas procedures are provided for relational databases. I'm taking a bit of a guess here, but I think it's delta. All right, number 12, the type of token device that employs a challenge response mechanism is which of the following? Challenge response. And we talked about this during practice question session number 7. This one for me is a layup.
Go for it.
Answer has to be delta, asynchronous.
Yeah.
What does asynchronous?
Just like time.
Yeah, time or a counter, but asynchronous devices that communicate remotely require challenge response.
Don, what's a challenge response? What do they mean by that?
Like username, password. The challenge is, to put in credentials that that only you would know.
I see.
Except that it says token device. That's why I actually think it's alpha. Because if you look at your token, they usually have that 6-digit or 5-digit or number on it, and that's your challenge. At least that's been my experience. And if you don't put that in, then you don't get in.
Yeah,
Does that make sense, or am I wrong?
I think I'm 99.9% sure that this one is saying the type of token device that employs challenge response is definitely asynchronous. And if I'm wrong, then I'm gonna quit.
No, I defer to you. I just was asking.
Okay. Yeah, one-time password generator. That's a secure method of authentication, but I don't think it answers the question.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is I'm thinking of the token device as being the generator, because those are usually have an algorithm that keeps it in sync with the server. So, but anyway, I'd say we go with D and move on.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see the explanation at the on the back end. All right, number 13, Windows and most Linux and Unix systems are based on discretionary access control model. Which of the following is not true pertaining to the permissions that can be granted? Not true pertaining to permissions for DAC. I think we've seen something like this one before.
Yeah.
We struggled with it.
I think it was an answer that we didn't expect too. It's like one of those tricky ones. I'm ready, I think.
All right, go for it.
I think it was C we selected, was it?
And we were wrong or right?
I can't remember. It was like B or C.
Yeah,
I can't remember. We got it wrong though. I know we whatever we selected, but it's been a while for this
we're
plugin.
looking for something that is not true pertaining to permissions. Read allows user to read but not make changes. That's a correct statement. Change allows a user to read and write only. That may be true. That sounds true. Full control allows a user to read, write, execute, and delete only. I think there was another one in there that we left out or we weren't aware of. So Charlie's an option. And then Delta change will not allow a non-data owner to modify the object's access controls. I think that's a correct statement. So for that reason, I'm going for Charlie. Anybody disagree?
I actually think it's
I think it could be B because we got this. I think we selected full control last time too.
Yeah.
I'm going for yeah because.
Okay. All right. I'll defer to you, Super Steve.
I know we've seen it, but I just can't remember the answer.
Yeah. Well, that's why we do. We learn more by repetition. You see it once, you become familiar with it. You see it 2 or 3 times, and it starts to sink in. Number 14, information has a life cycle. Which of the following best defines the stages of this life cycle? We've seen this one.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, go for it.
It's B.
Bravo. Acquisition, use, archival, and then disposal. Number 15, MPLS offers the following benefits except. I'm not sure what that acronym is.
I know it's somewhere with networking.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Anybody have a guess here?
I was gonna go for C or D or something with multiple, some protocol.
It's hang on just a minute.
I think
it is we use MPLS is the whole point of them is to have multiple pathways. That's what the MP is. All of a sudden, I can't remember what the L stands for. But I believe that it is. I believe that it's B.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I was kind of leaning in that direction, but I have no justification for why. So we'll see. We'll learn something here. All right, number 16. Which of the following definitions is incorrect?
I know why it's B. Is because VPNs are a network-to-network protocol. It's not MPLS is not is the network itself. Does that make sense?
Okay.
What I'm saying? That's why I think it's B.
So you're not coming in remotely. You're
No, it's like having multiple T1s connecting your network. Think of hub and spoke, and that's what MPLS basically is.
Okay.
When you think about it, but it's at the carrier level.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So if a carrier loses a line, so to speak, then all of a sudden it's all rerouted, reconnect all of your offices together.
Okay, like a T1, T3, or DSL, something like that.
Or an OC3, right? Well, yes, but it's more at the enterprise level. It's not for everybody. You actually have to go to the carrier and say, I want an MPLS setup because I've got 10 offices and I want to make sure they all stay up all the time.
Right.
So it's almost like self-healing. That's what I'm getting. That's why I think that the VPN part of it, because we had MPLS, but we still had firewalls in each individual office that connected each other through the network.
Okay.
That's why I don't think it's at the MPLS level.
Okay.
All right. What MPLS stands for? Is that multiplexing, or what is that?
Yeah, we'll see it on the back end, hopefully.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. All right, 16. Which of the following definitions is incorrect?
I think I'm ready.
All right, go for it.
I think that it is B.
Yeah, that was my guess. Is Bravo.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking as well. All the other ones seem correct to me. A record is a collection of related items. Primary key has unique items, and views are a way for an administrator to control access. Number 17, McKenna performs the following data tasks. Number 1, assigns data classification levels to meet her business unit's specific needs. Number 2, determines which users can access data. Number 3, verifies security controls are in place and working correctly. Which of the following roles is McKenna performing?
I'm ready.
Yeah, this is a layup. Go for it.
C.
Oh, say again.
I'll go for C.
Yeah, Charlie.
Anybody else?
Sit down. Because
I
data
agree.
classification.
I think it's Charlie, data owner.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
It can't be process. I never even heard of process owner.
Yeah, the fact that number 1, the data defines the data classification levels, only the data owner can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, and you picked user.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for catching that. Let's see, the term verifies security controls are in place. So number 3 could throw you off because the data custodian would implement security controls, but the data owner is just, in this case, is verifying that those controls are in place and working correctly. All right, number 18, which best describes the IP protocol? The IP of TCP IP?
I'm ready.
All right, hold on just a second. I want to keep saying I'm going to bring up these muscle memory charts every chance I get. So we're looking for IP. I just want to see if I have that listed on my muscle memory chart here. So protocols, I have TCP at layer 4. That means IP. Yeah, IP is at layer 3 where routing takes place. Okay. I just wanted to confirm that. So what's your answer? What do you got?
Yeah, it's Delta.
I was gonna say Bravo.
I was gonna say Bravo. I think it's
Yeah,
It's not connectionless, so.
no, I think IP is like the same as UDP because the D is actually the TCP.
Yeah,
I lost the screen somehow. I have nothing now.
I can still see.
Yeah, I can still see it too.
yeah. I just took it down and brought it back up. Maybe your connection's gonna take you a minute to recuperate.
I got it back. Okay. It's D.
It's
I mean, that's what IP is.
It's my understanding that you combine TCP with IP because TCP
You're right.
connection oriented.
I'm thinking TCP IP. Yes, sir. Okay.
All right. That's a new one we haven't seen before, but that was good stuff there. Number 19, Tim is responsible for contingency planning at his company. Which of the following will allow Tim to focus risk management efforts on identified risks? Allow him to focus risk management on identified risks.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Yes was a layup. Go for it.
A.
Alpha, risk assessment.
But Don, couldn't it also be C?
Allow him to focus risk management efforts on identified risks.
Because doesn't the risk assessment identify the risks, and then security controls is what you would use after they're identified, right?
I was thinking a risk assessment is what, after you do like a qualitative and quantitative, you know how they have like the low, medium, high, and then they say, oh, this one's the most critical. We should focus our risk management on this risk because this has the highest. And then, or if it was quantitative, they assign those values.
Right. That's similar to what I'm saying. Is that the risk assessment identifies the risk is my thoughts, but
Yeah, I think what Steve is saying, and I kind of agree that the risk assessment is going to identify the risk level of each risk. Therefore, you'll be able to prioritize the highs over the mediums over the lows, and that is what allows you to identify or to focus on the identified risks.
Yeah, that's what I meant, but that's the keyword, prioritize. It's like,
I see what you guys are saying. I still think Charlie, but I'm curious to see.
Yeah, I mean, you could be right there, actually. I think that's a good line of thought. But yeah, we'll see on the background or on the back end. All right, number 20, a test that requires all regular operations to cease is.
already.
Go for it.
C. This is
full interruption. You cut off all operations at your primary site, move all your data, users, systems to your alternate processing site. Unless you have your alternate processing site is a hot site, in which case you just have to move your data, and in which case the data should already be there. You just got to go there and turn everything on. All right, number 21, the OSI model specifies which layers from top to bottom. What is your mnemonic from top to bottom?
already.
Go for it. What do you got, Steve?
I said B. B.
That's correct.
What's your mnemonic?
All people say they never downloaded porn.
That's a
Just
new
sure. So maybe people use that pizza one or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like what I just said.
Which layer of the OSI model has two sublayers?
The data link.
Yeah, the data link.
Data link. It's the only one that has two sublayers. All right, number 22, if an employee is suspected of wrongdoing in a computer crime, what department must be involved? We've seen this one before.
Alrighty.
Go for it. It's a layup.
I think is it B?
Anybody else?
I think it's C.
I was thinking A at first, but then like this is a computer crime, so I'm guessing police or something has to get involved.
I'm thinking A. I think it has to be A. Human resources, HR is who you're going to contact first. They may get legal involved.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If it's a company within a corporation,
Yeah.
an employee in which department, I would say alpha.
You're going to HR. And as far as auditors, if you're going to go to court to prove it happened, you could take audit logs in with you, but only if you can prove that you've been collecting them over time, not that you just suspected wrongdoing and started collecting logs to prove it. You have to be able to prove that you've been collecting them over time. But yeah, we'll see. 23, a small town security office has recently installed a new computer system for their staff of 5. The system contains many levels of classified information and is set up to allow each of the employees different access permissions. Which type of system does this scenario describe? Yeah, I think this is
I'm ready.
a layup. All right, go for it.
Bravo.
I agree. Anybody disagree?
No, bravo.
Multiple level security system. 24, acquiring evidence is a tricky task with many do's and don'ts. Which of the following is a don't?
I'm ready.
Go for it.
Delta.
Yeah, anyone else?
I was looking at A.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm gonna pick A.
Well, first, but you're always trying to capture what's on RAM.
Go for
Actually,
it.
I'm not even sure. That was just my reason.
So,
Yeah, because I would think we're running forensic programs on the target system. I would pick alpha.
yeah.
You never run forensic programs on the target system. You want to make a copy of it first.
It used a right
That would
block.
be external.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Steve.
I was like, you use a right blocker, and then you make that forensic copy. And you pick it back.
Okay.
Do you know what it is that makes that copy acceptable in court?
The hash, I think.
The hash.
The
Right. So whenever you think of the word hashing, think of integrity. That hashing algorithm is going to protect the integrity of all the information. So you have to have, these forensic tools have to have a very strong hashing algorithm to protect the integrity of that.
I think everyone uses forensic FTK in the imager, the
Yeah.
coroner. I've used it in school in that forensics class I took.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, I like A, but I think Delta is a little better here, but we'll see. All right, final one, 25. A risk management team is in the middle of one of their quarterly review meetings, and a debate ignites about why security controls exist at all. Which of the following arguments is true?
I'm ready. This is easy.
All right, go for it.
Go for a D.
Yeah, I agree with Steven. Delta.
I think this was like an interview question that I saw on YouTube.
Yeah, I agree here. All right, I think we did pretty good on this one. 92, not bad. What did we miss? One? Yeah, we missed one. And in the security and risk management, I never miss any of those. What are you talking about?
Hey, by the way, I think that that second to the last question that Steve and the other gentleman, I didn't get your name earlier, I think they're correct. I think it is A after thinking about it.
Oh yeah.
But that's just, we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see. All right.
And the reason why is after I reread it, it said from persistent to volatile. You always want to take care of volatile memory first.
Right.
So I'm just saying I agree with them.
Okay. So that may be our our one discretion. All right. Number one, capability maturity model. Which one is not a level oriented? We agree that we've seen that before. That's easier. The security perimeter is a boundary between items that are within the trusted computing base and the ones that are not a part of the TCB. It's just a mark of delineation between these two groups of items. Number three, business continuity plan should incorporate a disaster recovery plan. That was easy. Number four, a decentralized access control administration method gives control of access to the people closer to the resources, the people who may better understand who should and should not have access to certain files. Number five, physical destruction. One cannot properly erase data that is held on a CD-ROM. If the data is sensitive and you need to ensure that no one has access to it, then the media should be physically destroyed into itty-bitty pieces. Number six, a properly managed vulnerability management process should involve the proactive discovery of vendor-provided remediations and not rely on widely public threat announcements to induce action. All right. Number seven, many organizations still employ modems for backup communications. Number eight, to ensure that all employees are well versed. Security awareness training exists to communicate a company's security plan and goals to everyone. Number nine, a reference monitor is the abstract machine that holds all of the rules of access for the system. The security kernel is the active entity that enforces the reference monitor's rules. Okay. Number 10, a 4-foot fencing is designed to provide a security deterrent to the casual intruder. It is a less expensive option than taller fencing or top guard fencing that uses an extra layer of barbed wire at the top. I wish it would have spoken to what the other considerations are for an 8-foot high fence. This is the one we got wrong here. It was 1 in 3. So one, object oriented. Did I select the wrong one? Data processing.
2 and 3 is right.
2 and 3 is right. Okay. Relational databases require applications to have data processing procedures, whereas the procedures are provided in object-oriented. Oh, okay, so yeah, we got that one backwards. An object-oriented database is designed to handle a variety of data, which includes images, audio, documents, and video. An object-oriented database is more dynamic in nature than a relational database because objects can be created when needed, and the data and procedure go with the object when it is requested. In a relational database, the application has to use its own procedures to obtain data from the database and then process the data for its needs. A relational database does not actually provide procedures as object-oriented databases do. So the object-oriented database has classes to define the attributes and procedures. 。  . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Okay. All right, number 12, a token device using an asynchronous token generating method employs a challenge response scheme to authenticate the user. In this situation, the authentication server sends the user a challenge, a random value, also called a nonce. The user enters this random value into the token device, which encrypts it and returns a value the user uses as a one-time password. The user sends this value along with the username to the authentication server. The simplest form of a challenge response, though, is just the username password. All right, number 13. Yeah, thanks on this one, Steve.
We definitely picked C last time. We got it wrong.
Yeah. So change allows a user to read, excuse me. Change allows a user to read and write only. That's not a correct statement. DAC can be applied to both the directory tree structure and the files they contain. In the PC world, we have access permissions of no access, read, write, execute, delete, change, and full control. Read allows you to read the file but not make changes. Change allows you to read, write, execute, and delete the file, but will not allow you to change the ACLs and or owner of the file. And obviously the full control allows all of those. This was a layup, acquisition, use, archival, disposal for number 14. Number 15, multi-protocol label switching. That's what MPLS is. Multi-protocol label switching gives service providers the ability to create VPNs without the need of end-user applications. Okay. And then number 16, a file is a collection of records of the same type. This answer here said a collection of columns of the same type. So a file is a collection of records, which are rows or tuples of the same type. Number 17, the data owner decides how data sets will be classified and protected and ensures that the agreed upon mechanisms are in place and working properly. Data owners are typically department heads. Number 18, the IP protocol is connectionless and works at the network layer. It adds source and destination address to a packet as it goes through its data encapsulation process. IP can also make routing decisions based on the destination address. Number 19, the risk assessment is critical because it enables the person responsible for contingency planning to focus risk management efforts on resources in a prioritized manner only on the identified risks. And that's what you were saying, Steve. Their focus was on prioritization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then number 20 is a layup. Full interruption testing also involves running the production processes in the alternate site and verifying full functionality. Number 21, also a layup. Our OSI model from top to bottom. Have your mnemonic for top to bottom and a mnemonic from bottom to top. Number 22, it is imperative that the company gets human resources involved if an employee is considered a suspect in a computer crime. This department knows the laws and regulations pertaining to employee treatment and can work to protect the employee and the company at the same time. Yeah, right. Maybe not in that order. Number 23, a multi-level security system is a type of system that enforces many levels of classification and protection while allowing users access to the data based upon their clearance and need to know. And then 24 is the one is another one we got wrong. We got 2 wrong on here. Never run programs on the target. So yeah, the correct response was go from persistent to volatile. Investigators should always work from volatile to persistent to ensure that fragile data is not lost during the process. Always acquire volatile data first. So don't turn off the system so that you don't lose that volatile data. You can unplug it from the network, but don't turn it off. And then 25, controls exist to mitigate risk and reduce loss. All right.
Good job, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You obviously know your stuff.
Yeah, and I wonder how I felt because this might be close to the real thing.
Yeah, Steve, I keep saying this. I think it's all boils down to those layups. Making sure you slam dunk those layups,
Yeah, my 50-50s hurt me, and I had a lot of questions where I'm just like from 100 to 110, I'm like, I just got 10 questions wrong, and I knew it was over. I had no idea.
Yeah. But yeah, you're doing well. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, I think everybody's doing pretty good. I think we're all getting better, as we continue going through these. So, hey guys, I'm gonna have to cancel this Saturday. I've got a graduation to go to in North Carolina, so we'll pick back up again on Tuesday. So have a good weekend.
All right, Don. Take it easy.
Hi, Don.
All right,
Hi,
guys.
Don.
Take care.
Bye, guys.